What's up, everybody, man? And we are back after a long hiatus. Well, it felt like it was that long, like it felt like it was forever. But I had some shit I had to do, as far as getting my CDL and all that back right, and personal stuff in real life that I had to do. And as you guys know, I kind of do this kind of like for recreation time, so. Sometimes you gotta chop down and focus on what's going on in your real life, because sometimes you can get lost in the sauce with this type of stuff, and I mean like this internet stuff, you know what I mean. But we are back with a little bit of Darrell Brooks content, and on this one we are gonna start diving into the witnesses and the cross examinations and and whatnot. Even though he doesn't never say it right, but. But man, I'm glad I'm back, and I'm glad to see you all showing up, and I will be glad to see all the people that come and watch the replay. As you guys know, I am the late night Dice, and this is Big Dice, and this is DDM TV. Anyway, moving right along, I want to thank everybody that has been reaching out to me, making sure I was okay. I want to also thank everybody that also been sending cash apps, even while I'm not doing content. Man. Trust me, I definitely appreciate all of you. I definitely appreciate you all. Anyway, we're going to jump into this content right here. This is Darrell Brooks, and he's calling somebody that not only did the state subpoena, but he also subpoenaed this lady, or sent a subpoena to the lady, Miss Katrice Babiasz. I believe that's how you say her name. And this is the one where he get kind of wicked with her and was like, you purposely doing this and doing that and all that, man. It low-key get out of hand, because, if things ain't going the way that Darrell Brooks want things to go, then there's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's move right along.
Would that be correct, Attorney Upper?
Yes, she's in the courtroom ready to go, Your Honor.
Ty, what's up? D Shizzle, what's up? Glad to see you guys in the building. And look, I must say this. I got another monitor where I got my little long screen, got it turned to the side with the long screen, so it feel good to see. It feel good to be able to see this big long screen with the chat.
Just finished calls Katrice. I don't know how to say the last name.
Yeah, so don't you butcher it.
Can you give me the spelling that you have?
Babiasz.
I think I said it right. Babiasz.
SZ.
I think it's Babiasz. What's your last name?
Babiasz.
Babiasz. All right. Thank you. You are at the witness stand. Would you please raise your right hand? My clerk, Teresa, will swear you in.
Look, late night.
Do you solemnly swear that the
Late night is nice and calm. The world is at a pause. Well, at least the city
Thank you, ma'am. Please have a seat.
is at a pause. It's nice and calm, nice and quiet. That's my time.
First
Late
thing I will
night,
ask
get your
you
work
to do
done.
is to state your first and last names for the record, and then spell each.
Katrice Babiasz, Katrice.
Oh yeah, I had it right. Babiasz.
Babiaszz.
Thank you. My apologies
Or
for
Babiasz.
mispronouncing that earlier. Go ahead, your witness.
Good afternoon, Miss Babiasz.
Correct.
I'm surprised I got it right. What do you do for a living?
I am a law enforcement dispatch supervisor.
And how long have you been doing that now?
I've been in law enforcement for 16 years.
The evening of November 21st, 2021. Were you on duty that evening?
I was not.
What were you doing that evening?
I was attending the Waukesha Christmas Parade with my family.
And do you recall what time you arrived there with your family?
Starting right off, y'all know what's crazy? Is it seemed like every officer that went up there just so happened to be like, it's crazy that he turned down the parade you know what I mean, down the street that was having the Christmas Day parade, but you didn't do this intentionally. It's crazy that he says that because almost every cop in the city was there, even the ones that was off duty. They was there with their families. So man, if you didn't do this intentionally, bro, you definitely turned down the wrong block.
That evening?
I arrived to the parade shortly after it started, so it was right after 4 p.m.
And do you recall where you were positioned at with your family when you arrived at the parade that evening?
Yes.
And where were you positioned at?
I was towards the beginning of the parade. I was on Main Street, where it connects with White Rock Avenue.
Did anything catch your eye that evening when you were positioned watching the parade with your family?
Well, but of course.
Yes.
What did you see?
I saw a red SUV coming from White Rock Avenue. The vehicle caught my attention because people started yelling, and the driver was honking the horn.
And
Salute
do you
show
recall,
folks.
to the best of your knowledge, it's been a little bit, the driver of the vehicle you observed was
That's a
honking his
fact,
horn? Was it
B-Sizzle.
gesturing to people?
Yes.
And what do you see? What did you see the gesturing as?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
What was the gesturing?
What was the driver gesturing?
Yes.
See, it's crazy because people don't understand what he's saying because he doesn't speak right. If anything, you should have been saying, what was the gesture that was made? She said, she's like, excuse me, I don't understand. He says it again without like the last word. He just goes in, what was the gesturing? He just said, what did you see the gesturing as? She didn't understand it, and she's gonna understand what was the gesturing. So most of the people that's getting cross-examined, and also the witnesses he called to the stand, they're trying their best to understand how he's talking. But in his mind, he think he's being politically correct. You understand what I'm saying? While sitting up there talking, I guess the best way he knows how, but he thinks he's in the zone. Like he's really in the world of make-believe, feeling like he's a lawyer. It's almost like kids playing house or something.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So he was taking his hand and going like this, really rapidly, aggressively.
So, for the record, the witness had her right hand up above, probably above her, I wouldn't say at a 90-degree angle, but somewhere maybe at a 45-degree angle with her hand, waving back and forth multiple times in a rapid motion. Go ahead.
You yourself being in law enforcement and just based on what you were observing, the driver of the vehicle you observed was honking his horn and gesturing with this motion. Would you take that motion as trying to alert people to move out of the way? Grounds.
Sustained us to the form of the question,
Grounds.
please rephrase.
How did you yourself take that gesturing?
I took that gesturing as the driver was telling people to get out of his way.
Let me back up. Did the vehicle pass pretty close to where you were positioned?
Yes, the vehicle almost struck my daughter.
Do you recall seeing the driver?
I looked the driver right in the eyes.
And how did the driver look?
Soulless.
The driver looked like through me.
What do you mean through you? Describe what you mean by through you.
I feel that it is very hard to explain that look, but it was very frightening.
Like the man had no soul. Like there was nothing there. Like it was crickets and cobwebs in his head.
Do you recall what the driver was wearing?
The driver had a like hoodie sweatshirt or sweatshirt on, and something on his head. I wasn't sure if it was the hood of the sweater or maybe a beanie hat. It was winter. I'm not 100% sure.
Were you able to see any hair?
I did see hair, yes.
How would you describe the hair?
The hair on the head was in front, like dreads down here from what I could see underneath the hood or the hat. And then there was facial hair, beard and mustache.
Did the vehicle...
Hold on, I just need to make a record of, she was also using her hands, that's okay, to indicate at the neck, like under the chin, neck area, with her hands coming down a few inches to indicate what she was describing as hair being seen from the driver. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
When you observed the vehicle approaching, was the vehicle speeding?
When the vehicle was approaching from White Rock, the vehicle was not speeding at that time.
And see, hold up, I need to make a record. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody said that he was not speeding in the beginning. And he was gesturing and honking his horn at first. It seemed almost like, here's where the intent comes in. Because it seems like one of them situations where he's like, basically, fuck it, they don't want to get out the way, I'm just start hitting people. I don't necessarily know if he expected to kill people. You know what I mean? He spent most of his life going in and out of jail. He like, whatever, I'm gonna make Erica hurt. She gonna miss me, she gonna be mad. This is her fault. Narcissistic thoughts. Everything is everybody else's fault except his. You understand what I'm saying? But it seemed like he picked up the speed later, and that's when he started hitting people. He even said it himself, that he drove for blocks without hitting nobody, and then you just started hitting people like, fuck it. People don't want to get out of my way. Oh, well. Like, it's crazy. The more and more that I listen to this shit, because I took a hiatus from this shit, I'm telling you, I was a Darrell Brooks case junkie for a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was hitting that shit every day. So I took a little break, and then I got back into it about a week ago, and man, I'm telling you, it's so much stuff. There's a lot of content I want to go rebroadcast so that I can react to certain shit that I feel like I missed by watching the videos again that I didn't say in my earlier videos. Like, especially the interrogation. I definitely want to get that one in again.
To the best of your knowledge, do you recall there being any barriers present where you were positioned at?
Yes.
For the record. Here you go with his long ass paw.
Do you recall if the vehicle you observed had any tinted windows?
I do not recall.
Were you able to make out a license plate number of the vehicle, being that it had passed so closely by you?
No, once the vehicle continued past my position, I was more concerned about my children that were with me.
Look, they better than me, because it's even hard for them to look at him, man. I would have lost it. I came into presence with him. Y'all would have had me on TV as one
I'm
of those
assuming
people.
at some point you spoke.
Y'all would have had me on TV as one of them people that had a outrageous reaction in the courtroom and stuff. I'd have been on that list, because I'd have dove at him like that one dude dove over the podium to get to the judge.
With the law enforcement about what you saw.
Especially when they have my
would that be fair to
kids
say?
involved.
Yes.
And do you recall what agency that was?
I do.
And what agency was that?
The FBI.
Come on, DB. That boy got a widow's peak out of this world. That's not even a peak. That's
At
a
what
widow's
point
look.
were you not able to see the SUV once it passed you?
Do you recall?
I lost sight of the SUV once it went into a bunch of people.
Do you recall what date it was that you spoke with the FBI agents on? Was that the same evening or a few days after?
It was not the same evening of the parade, but it was that week. It was within the next few days.
The day you spoke with FBI agents, do you recall stating the driver was wearing a red top that appeared to be made out of a sweatshirt-like material?
I don't recall exactly what was said to the agent, but I do remember the sweatshirt, yes.
A red sweatshirt?
It's possible.
See, I'll be getting what he be on. Like, he be on some other stuff with as far as defending himself. That's why I'm like, this Negro stupid. I mean, you were gonna get a life sentence, and one life sentence of natural life is enough. Six life sentences don't even matter. That was to appease the victims. One life sentence is enough, but you still should have had your attorney, like, especially if you were going to try to prove that it wasn't intentional. You should have kept your attorneys, because you have no game plan here. Through the whole trial, he had no game plan. Even when he was going at Corey Runkle, which I think what people can say what they want to say. That girl and Erica Patterson had two different stories on the stand. You know what I mean? She said they were drinking vodka. Erica said they was drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, whatever. Because it ain't really about them. But when he was doing his cross and all that on them two, and what's it? I forgot his last name, but Nick. When he was doing that, all he was trying to he was still in the zone of what he was going through with them outside by the parade over by Frame Park. Because when he was doing his little 1-2 step with them, all he was trying to figure out was the fact that Erica and Nick were messing around. And it's crazy because I thought at one time that Nick was the boyfriend of Corey Runkle. But the more I listen to this shit, I find out that Nick and Erica may have been the ones that was messing with each other. So he was already on one about that. That's why he was questioning Nick the way he was questioning him. And the way he was questioning Erica and Corey Runkle. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different from how he's questioning all these other victims. Like, he don't even really care about this. He cared about getting them on the stand. That's why he kept trying to keep Erica up there so that he could try to intimidate her and get her basically like, nigga, you going to jail for life and you still sitting here caring about who she was messing with? Like that, like that's crazy.
Just a little bit ago, you said that, well, when asked the question of did you recall here for the driver,
Jay Quill, what's up? Tanya, what's happening?
You stated and made the gesture that the hair was in front. Do you recall saying that?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall when speaking with FBI agents stating that the hair was pulled back?
Look, show poodles, I can't unhear that now. Recall.
The hair appeared to be like possibly in a ponytail, but it was so full that it was coming forward.
Yeah, you know, that could be, Tanya. That very much could be. Yeah, Tanya, please
Do you
elaborate.
recall,
It's late night.
well, let me
You know
back
what I'm
up.
saying?
Did you leave the parade at that point?
At what point?
After seeing the vehicle?
Yes.
Y'all see how I tried to make my little court music, the little beat in the background. I made that. Tried to make it like a little like a little court music with a little hip hop twist.
Were you injured the evening of the incident?
Yes.
You were injured?
Yes, I was.
Any reason why that's not reported?
Probably because I didn't tell anyone else.
If you were injured, why not tell anyone?
Because I haven't wanted to talk about the traumatic experience that I went through for
Exactly.
still reliving.
Look, exactly, Tanya. And that's something that I picked up on when I'm, you know what I mean, this last week or so that I've been watching it. You know what I'm saying? I picked up on the fact that Erica and Corey was on the stand lying, but he couldn't prove it, and that pissed him off. And see, that's part of the reason why I say him, Darrell Brooks, or Darrell Brooks, because that's what he wanted to be called, but Mr. Darrell Brooks, Erica Patterson, Corey Runkle, and I guess Corey's in it too, but not necessarily. But them three. All these victims have to suffer because of what they were all going through. Not because we're not going to go there again. Not that them people being ran over was any fault of anybody else's but Darrell Brooks. I'm just saying, all these people were strangers enjoying themselves, had nothing to do with none of the shenanigans that was going on with these people. I mean, hell, even Corey Runkle said, I don't think it's a good idea that you go and meet up with him. Nah, I got to go meet him. That's my baby daddy. You feel what I'm saying? Knowing how crazy he already is, knowing what you already been through, knowing that you came up from Atlanta with him to sleep in a car and got away from him and went to a women's shelter. Now that, like I always say, that's one thing they tell women at women's shelters. Like even when, like, I used to drive a cab, like back 10, 15 years ago. And we used to have to go pick up from women's shelters and stuff like that. And do you know that they had to take the shuttle bus from the shelter? They would shuttle them out to meet up with us to get in a cab, because that's how much they didn't want them associating with men and stuff like that, because they're there hiding out because they're victims of men for the most part. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. So they keep a lot of people away from them places. They're real incognito. You will most of the time you won't even know that you could be standing next to a woman's shelter and you wouldn't even know it, because it's a little different from a regular homeless shelter. They're really trying to protect these girls. You feel what I'm saying? And like, even when they was on the stand, Erica played with him a little bit, because he was like, isn't it so that you're not supposed to have drink or alcohol when you're at the women's shelter? She kept saying, I wasn't at the women's shelter. No, when you're at a women's shelter, you can't consume nothing or you're out. If they tested her, gave her a mouth swab or something, and they caught that she was drinking at the park, it didn't matter if it was at the women's shelter or not. You're not supposed to have any drugs or alcohol, period, while you're staying there. Whether you go to the store, go to your mom's house, go to a party, it doesn't matter. You feel what I'm saying? So they played with him. They told fabricated stories, all that type of stuff, and he got pissed off because he couldn't do nothing about it. The shit was classic.
The weeks and days after the incident.
But I feel you. I feel you, Tanya. But that doesn't explain anything if she's at a place that he didn't even know. He didn't know where to find her. She told him where to go. She told him where to meet her. He didn't just find her. So forget the harassment. You ain't got to answer the phone. You ain't got to call him. He can call you. You do not have to answer the phone. I see that a little different when she tells him where they are, where to come to, where to meet them. Then she leaves Corey and Nick so that she can go meet up with him and stuff. She shouldn't have done none of that. Like, real talk. She shouldn't have done none of that. She should have left that dude alone. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, where they come from, the things they've been through, running the streets and doing all that type of stuff, because Erica definitely has a background, just like Corey do, just like Darrell Brooks does. Now, who don't have the same background as these people right here is the people that are the real victims. Point blank, Erica shouldn't have never met up with him. She shouldn't have never told him where she was. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel what you're talking about. Like she probably thought he'd stop harassing, but I can see that if he knew where she be at, if he knew where to find her and stuff like that, then I'd be like, well, yeah, okay, she probably went with him. She probably went over there to go try to stop the harassment and stuff like that. But if he don't know where you are, you ain't got the answer for him. You ain't got the answer to him. And I'm not saying she's strong enough to not do it. I'm not saying she's weak enough to just fall in, because I don't know their walk of life like that. I don't know how she thinks. And truth be told, not trying to clown her or anything like that, but she seems like the type of person that a guy would try to run over anyway. She real soft spoken, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Don't mean she ain't manipulative, and it don't mean she's not a good person. I'm just saying it could be anything. You could definitely be right. But I'm sorry. You got away, you left, you ran from him, you went to Waukesha, left Wisconsin, went to the women's shelter to get away from him and then meet back up with him. Like, something ain't right there. I don't know if y'all was supposed to be trying to kill. I don't know what happened.
Doesn't make any sense. You talked to FBI agents a few days where you said you didn't. To be fair, you said you didn't know. You said it was that week, is what you said. The same week. You spoke with FBI agents, reported no injuries.
They didn't ask me about injuries.
Well, would it be fair to say that kind of information would come up when talking to law enforcement, seeing as how you yourself work in law enforcement? It just seems...
Yeah, show poodles. That's why it doesn't matter. That's why it doesn't matter who was telling lies, who was telling the truth. The point, look, truth be told, with this whole case right here, calling Erica as a witness or anything like that, getting them up on the stand, really had nothing to do with what you did after the fact. Because it doesn't matter if they got up there and told bold-faced lies or anything like that. You were not walking out of that courtroom. You were not walking out of jail without at least one life sentence. Because regardless, what you did after the fact, just like they said in the interrogation, we're trying to find out what happened after you left Erica. Now, nobody's going to know why he did that. And I don't understand why, like I said before, you totally take the freedom of choice and all that type of stuff away when you keep throwing in that this was God's plan and all that. Nah, you can't blame God. You can't blame the devil either. That was a choice of yours. That was something you did. Nobody grabbed the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because of a malfunction with your car. So we'll never know truly why he did that, because he'll never say that. Only he knows what he was doing. And it's unfortunate that I got to say this about him, especially me being a black brother, you know what I'm saying, and him being black and stuff like that. But he already thought he was above the world and untouchable. And I feel like he did that in a way because if you look at his social media, all the little racism stuff he got and all that type of stuff are prejudices he has, not racism, because he's not in a position of power to hold nobody back. But the little prejudices he has and the things he would say and all that type of stuff, it's like I can't even say it was because he didn't like white people. It was like because he didn't like the ones that had and he had not. I don't know, but that's something that's in his head, and he'll never give us that.
Seems odd, don't you think?
I do not. I was not physically injured.
Oh.
He would definitely take it to his grave.
But you didn't report this at any time whatsoever. Grounds.
Sustained.
And he probably still would never, and he'll probably still never walk the line, because in there, you know what I'm saying? For one, our people ain't gonna agree with that shit. Nobody in there is gonna agree with it. Then you got the Aryan Brotherhood and all that's running around the prisons. You know what I'm saying? And they not gonna take too well to that shit. So imagine being in a cell by yourself 23 hours a day for the rest of your life. Ouch. Now, they might give him a TV or something like that, but probably not for a while, because they probably still got his dumb ass on suicide watch, because he the type of person that grew up his whole life, and when things didn't go his way, he was one of them, well, I'm gonna just kill myself. What if I just kill myself, even though he'd never do it? But he tried to make himself right in every situation and make everybody else wrong. And when he's wrong, he goes straight into victimhood. Just like he played this whole court case like he was the victim. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Ain't nothing victim about you. You are the predator in this situation.
So did you speak to anyone about this?
I'm sorry, I'm on the streets and I don't agree with what he did.
Overruled. She may answer. He clarified law enforcement. Did she speak to anyone about this?
From the streets, not in the streets
I
anymore.
interpreted this as the injury.
I live a pretty good life.
So go ahead.
That I would never throw away, not even for my wife. I would never do none of this, not even to get, I can never get pissed off that bad at my wife, especially if she's leaving me. I can never get into that mindset, never been in that mindset. Even coming from where I come from, growing up how I grew up. Now, you can say I was the type of person did certain bad shit and all that shit because I was a kid growing up learning. Even after 20, I was a young adult in my 20s learning, thinking I was the business. You know what I'm saying? Keeping myself nice and handsome and trying to mess with women, going to the clubs, and anything could have happened. But there is not one thing in this world, not even losing people in my life, you know what I'm saying, to death or anything like that, that would ever make me do something like this. Like, I don't even have a stomach for that. Like, man, trust me, that would have been something horrific even for me. And I've seen a lot, but that would have been something horrific to see. A car mowing people down. I hate watching videos where females or males are running over each other with cars that's in relationships and stuff like that. Like, I don't get how somebody gets to that mindset to run a vehicle that weighs thousands of pounds over a human body, through a human body. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's life or death and somebody's threatening my life or something, and the only way I can get away is to bogart through with this car, or I guess that motherfucker's hit. You know what I'm saying? I guess they hit. I still wouldn't like it. It still cringed my stomach to even hear it. Like, so I don't get him. I don't get him. That's why it make me so sick to my stomach. Now, this is what I would do. Because what he did pissed me off so much that I wish I had it in me to take shit. If I could take a minor charge and get anywhere near him, I'd beat shit down his leg. I'd beat him right to the right. Man, I'd beat this dude right to the brink of extinction, but wouldn't let him die. You feel what I'm saying? You don't get the easy way out, son. You don't get the easy way out. I have never wished that somebody would be stoned to death or anything like that until I seen what this guy did.
I feel like, no, I did not.
Oh yeah, he is his mother's child. Trust that. I've heard a lot about his mother doing a lot of research. And she ain't,
Did you?
Even men she been with will contest to the fact that she's a crazy woman. That's
File any
test.
claims
A test.
related to the incident?
No, I did not.
He's definitely safer in prison. Because somebody like me get to him, it's over. It's over with. I'd go to jail for life to get him. And Tanya, that's exactly why they will not necessarily put him in general population. Even on a PC yard, somebody will knock him off. Somebody would knock him off, you know what I'm saying? Because he has made himself a trophy now. Somebody would knock him off and shorten their time, trust me. You think they'd be gone for the rest of their life and shit just for knocking him off? Nah, he became a trophy. That's gonna make you look good on the yard. And and so many people want it to happen. That dude, whoever do it, might mess around and get out of prison. I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just saying, he is not safe. He will go the rest of his life scared as hell because even the correctional officers, are looking sideways at him. I'm surprised he still survived this long because trust me, in California, the correctional officers would have damn sure made sure somebody got to him. Oops, there's an accident there and we left the gate open. Dude gone already. Sister Suge. That Suge Avery piss. What's up, Suge?
So today, your first time bringing up your alleged injury?
No, it is not.
He be thinking he got people stunned. You can really see how he lived his life, like how he always thought he knew everything.
At some point, you were subpoenaed by the district attorney's office to testify here to testify in this trial. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Do you recall when you received that subpoena?
From the district attorney's office, it was in July.
And do you recall whom you spoke with about the information regarding the subpoena?
I contacted the victim witness.
Yeah, look,
advocate.
check it out, show poodles. In prison, like it's the same way, like how I said in one of my earlier videos, Like, just like people out here on the street don't like pedophiles, they don't like them inside either. Chris Sands, what's up, bro? They don't like them. They don't like them inside either. The same way they feel about them on the streets, the same way they feel about them in prison. So you got a pedophile walking the yard. Somebody's trying to get him, if not everybody. And if they take him out, he's a trophy. It's just like if somebody famous came in there, they always put famous people and stuff in protective custody, whether they want to be or not, for the most part. They put him in protective custody because he's high profile. And unfortunately, attention is a drug in itself. So that's basically what I mean by a trophy, the attention that it draws. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just gonna make me do my time better to kill this pedophile, if it's gonna make me do my time better on the yard, I'm gonna take him out. That's how they think. That's how they think. You feel what I'm saying? And by all means, no child predator has any walking power on the line. And the line is general population. They will most likely go straight to protective custody, to where they could still even be got in there, because it's easier to get to protective custody than it is to get to somebody that's in a 23-hour lockdown cell.
Carrie Peterson.
Yeah, that's him. Darrell Brooks, that was out there trying to rap.
You contacted the Miss Peterson after receiving the subpoena.
He damn sure made it famous.
Corrected. The instructions told me to.
He for sure got famous, one way or another.
You ever spoke with anyone directly at the district attorney's office?
No. Correction. Yes, when I walked in today, I met there and let them know I was here, and then they walked me into a room, and I waited until I was called.
Yep, that's him. And look, I tried to tell everybody, dude,
So
was a
before
meth
today,
head,
you
'cause
had.
I've talked to a few people that don't want to be interviewed or anything like that, but I talked to a few people that knew him. You know what I'm saying? That knew him from school, all that type of shit. Even a few people that knew him out there in Reno and shit. And one thing about this dude, him, Erica, they were meth heads. They used to do meth. That's why their teeth all messed up. And I don't mean to flash on Erica like that, but she was running them streets too, getting high and doing all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the people I talked to, they said, oh yeah, he was heavy on that meth.
No interactions with anyone related to the district attorney's office besides the, I think you said, victim advocate?
So the victim advocates who have been in connection with and letting me know when to come and all of that.
You know, I have to get Chris back his ranch.
Of the three district attorneys seated to my left at this table, had you had any interactions of any kind with any of those three district attorneys?
I have not.
And I believe, just for the record, when you asked that, Attorney Basie was just pointing to herself and the two people next to her, so it's clear, because since there's two tables.
What would be the reason for that?
Since there's two tables of individuals, I think she wanted to
Should,
make the witness
definitely.
aware.
I know him when I see him.
And I just wanted to point it out for the record since it happened.
And yeah, Show Poodles, he treats this lady wild, and it's crazy because it's his witness.
Working
He
in law
subpoenaed her
enforcement
just
for
like the
16
DA
years,
did.
I'm sure this isn't your first time being involved in a trial. Would that be fair to say?
I have not been in a trial for law enforcement. No, I have not.
You've never witnessed a trial, sat at a trial, been in a trial?
Why,
I have
man,
not.
Look, this an idiot right here. Why would she be a part of a trial being in law enforcement? Law enforcement doesn't just mean cops. She told you from the beginning that she's a with a dispatch center, police dispatch center supervisor. Why in the hell would she be part of any case? She ain't writing tickets. She ain't arresting nobody or got to do the paperwork. She answers the phones. And she's a supervisor, so she supervises other operators for the dispatch call center for the police answering the phones. She the one that try to talk people through things. She's the one that if somebody's in trouble and they're like, I need police out here right now, there's somebody coming in here to do something, she's trying to console them or even tell them how to keep somebody alive until the paramedics or something get there. She works at the call center, but it's still law enforcement. She still works for the police. Just like the military. Everybody in the military don't go to damn war. Some people are scientists, some people are doctors, some people are teachers on the military base. They're still in the military. Like, come on, man. He be thinking he's smart, too. That'd be the crazy
Have you ever
part.
testified in any way before today? Rounds.
Overruled, you may answer.
I have testified before, yes.
So it would be fair to say that you would have knowledge of where an alleged defendant and a district attorney would sit in the courtroom, correct?
I know where they're sitting, yes.
I want to back up a little bit to the observation of the vehicle the evening of November 21st, 2021.
They started to get tired of him saying, I'm going to back up a little bit. He say it all the time with every damn witness.
While
Let me
you
back
observed
up a
the
little
vehicle
bit.
approaching your position, did you see it strike anyone?
I did not see the vehicle strike anyone, no.
From your opinion, observing the vehicle approaching your position, did it appear that the vehicle attempted to strike anyone?
Yes,
And why would you come to that conclusion?
because I saw an officer have to jump out of the way in order for the...
When it was approaching,
When it was
question
a...
was when it was approaching.
I'm confused.
Hold on, everyone. The question was asked, this witness is going to be allowed to answer the question fully without interruption. Go ahead and answer the question.
Thank you. I misunderstood his question, I guess.
Answer the question
Okay.
that as you understood it.
Yep, so I saw that an officer had to get out of the way, and he was attempting to stop Mr. Brooks from driving through the parade, and he was at the last minute jumped out of the way from the vehicle, otherwise he would have been struck.
Which that officer
Just use the
testified
name
to.
Mr. Brooks for the first time that you've been testifying. Would that be fair to say?
I don't understand your question.
You just
I mean, she had to in that instance. What was she supposed to say? The vehicle?
used the name
This dude's
Mr.
corny
Brooks
as hell,
for
man.
the first time since you've been testifying. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say, yes.
Why haven't you used that name before? You've been up there for quite some time.
Oh, I got her now. I got her right where I want her, boss.
I didn't need to.
Crambone.
So what changed for the last question that you needed to?
I don't understand your question.
Exactly, Tanya. That's
just
exactly
stated
where it go
that-
downhill.
You didn't mention the name before because you didn't need to. So what about the last question that you answered made you feel like you needed to use the name for that question and no question before that?
I don't.
You see how you make something out of nothing? And it only makes sense in his head. Now that's the part that I would like you could just excuse me. You could just imagine him with a woman trying to just pull shit out the air. What do they call that? Reaching? He do a lot of reaching. And then he be having this look on his face like I got you stumped. Like, you're not making sense. Nah, Negro, you don't make sense.
No.
I thought that wasn't your name. Look at these long stairs. Look at him. Look at him. Look. Look how our attorney Bagsy's looking. She looking at him like, this motherfucker is crazy. Look, and honestly, I think the reason why he represented himself is because in this situation, you know you're going away for life. Especially you've been sitting down for a year. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure you've done the research. I'm pretty sure your lawyers told you there's no way out of this but a life sentence. Now, you may be able to get the life sentence with the eligibility of parole, so you'll pull 15 to 30 and then be able to get out. And that's probably why you should have let your lawyers bid for you. You feel what I'm saying? You should have let your lawyers bid for you, because regardless, you was going to serve life. Now, how do you want to serve life? Do you want to serve natural life? Or do you want to get life with the possibility of parole? Which I don't think he would get that anyway, even with a lawyer. They was not letting this man walk. They was going to stretch him out. Anywhere else, they would have gave him the death penalty in a death penalty state. That would have been an automatic death penalty. But they damn sure threw the nail in him so hard that even if you fight and appeal, you're not going to get all 6 life sentences turned over. You may lose the plus 1,000 years that's hanging over at the other end on the back end. But you're still going to serve life, brother. Just like you said in the interrogation room, my life is over. All I'm thinking about is how great of a journey it's been, but this is the way my story ends. Nigga still sitting there trying to write rudimentary ass raps. Oh, remedial ass self. Like, he might be at one of them jails.
Out of curiosity, how did you?
He might be at one of them jails that make you cut all your hair off and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was trying to cut it off so he can try to be presentable, or try to make it seem like, well, I didn't have hair, so you're talking about the wrong person. Like, Negro, are you serious? Even with the name, that's not my name. I don't recognize that name. You told the officer that supposedly slammed you down, you know what I mean? Which would be the lady, I forgot her name, but it's the same lady that found the sandwich in your pocket, homeless ass. Just walking around, you nasty. But his homeless ass had a sandwich in his pocket, talking about somebody slammed him down, when we all seen the video. We seen you get on the ground. You're not that bright. Officers got body cams. People have Ring cameras. You're going around door to door trying to call for an Uber on somebody else's phone. When you don't call for an Uber, you order an Uber. But when he got slammed on the ground, he said his name. Darrell Brooks, not Darrell Brooks. He said Darrell Brooks. When the officer asked, where was you coming from? This dumbass dude said, I'm coming. Yeah. No. Not Officer Carpenter was the one in the interrogation, I think. I'm talking about the lady, the uniform officer that said they walked around looking for the person that was going door to door, trying to use a phone. She asked him, where was you coming from? And this idiot said, oh, I was coming from over there. I was coming from the parade. Oh, got you. There's no fight at all for him. There was no fight for him at all in the interrogation room. This idiot talked so much, he stuck his foot in his mouth and was still mumbling. He definitely fucked up the church's money. He the type that when they send the offering plate around, he put $20 in there and take $19 change himself. Idiot.
come to the knowledge of that name?
It was on the subpoena I received last week.
Oh, her name is Carpenter too? Oh, okay. Yeah, Rebecca Carpenter. You guys are right. My mistake.
You just stated a little bit
I
earlier
remember
in
the
testimony
Rebecca
that
part,
you
but I
received a
forgot she
subpoena
was a
in July.
carpenter also.
Now you said last week.
Those are both correct.
So you received 2 separate subpoenas?
Correct.
What was the difference between the 2?
One was from the district attorney's office and one was from you.
So the one that you received
Yeah, there you go.
from the
Officer Carpenter and Detective Carpenter. You guys are right. Hey, back up off me. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all the correction. Back up off me. Everything, there's nothing to see here.
district attorney's office in July didn't have a case caption on it?
Thank you guys for the correction, though.
Okay, what's a case caption?
She damn sure drew down on his ass.
Just 1 second. 1 second, Your Honor.
Wait. Hold on. What just happened right? Watch this. I think that's the part I was looking for.
So the one that you received from the district attorney's office in July didn't have a case caption on it?
Okay, what's a case caption?
Look, he trying to play it off. Hey, he tried to play it off when she said, "What's the case caption?" Negro, you didn't know either, did you? I think I left something over here. Did somebody, Did somebody call me? He didn't know either. Like, he can't even explain what a case caption is because, nigga, what's a case caption? Trying to sound smart.
Just 1 second. 1 second, Your Honor. if I
Your Honor,
may.
just to object to this line of questioning, I really don't know what the relevance is for
Save him, Attorney Basie.
the purposes of this trial.
Save
There's
him.
no objection at first.
Shut up and let her save you.
I'm going to sustain the objection under 906-11, because I don't believe it
Back,
advances.
Shug. Shit, I'm glad to be part of We the People.
The trial.
I think you know where I was getting at with the question.
Because I've been in my own court
Then you need
situation
to ask the
myself.
question directly, sir. Go ahead. But I'm sustaining it as to the form of the question.
What's up, Amanda?
When you were subpoenaed in July by the district attorney's office, the subpoena didn't contain information to the case you were being subpoenaed for?
Objection to relevance.
Grounds?
Sustained. You don't have to answer that. I sustained the objection on that. Those grounds. Ask the question I believe that you're trying to ask, not that one.
Hey, real quick, man. You guys in here, man. If y'all want to do me a solid and drop the best donation that you can drop, and that would be hitting the like button. That's the best donation you can give a YouTuber. It spins the video through the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? It lets the algorithm know that, hey, we jumping over here. You know what I'm saying? And it gets to more people. Which is crazy for me to say, because even without the likes, these damn Darrell Brooks videos, they be going. It don't matter who do a Darrell Brooks video. People gonna find it. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about this case is people do search around, and we'll watch some of the same videos over and over and over, because I still get a lot of comments from people that have watched the video each video more than 10 times. But we're always searching for that new one. You know what I'm saying? Like we waiting for the next episode of a series. So, man, salute to y'all, man. But if y'all could please hit that like button for me, that'd be the best donation anybody could give me. Thank you.
Was the name that you mentioned, Mr. Brooks, anywhere on the subpoena that you received from the district attorney's office in July?
Objection, relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustained. That
Not
was
relevant.
Mr. GST, you could be right.
mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling.
Sir, in July when you received your subpoena from the district attorney's office, were you even aware what you were being subpoenaed for?
Objection, relevance.
Grounds.
Man,
Sustained.
I swear the way his top lip moves, that one corner, the left
She's
corner.
testifying in the trial.
is
It's not
mind-boggling.
relevant that she got subpoenaed.
Mr. Brooks, she's here under your subpoena.
What?
You called her as a witness. It's
The
your
subpoena this is relevant because she
Mr.
was
Brooks,
already
under
subpoenaed.
90611, please ask the witness
This
a
is
relevant and
mind-boggling.
probative question.
This is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
Is it me or am I the only one that hates the way he says
Remind
subpoena?
the jury that the statements of the parties or the attorneys are not evidence.
You gotta go through your spiel.
Look like your gestures don't bother
So were
nobody
you
but
aware that it was a chance you would be possibly testifying in this trial?
Yes.
And did you know who the trial was for?
Objection,
Grounds.
Like, what is he
Sustained.
trying to prove?
Grounds for the
relevant.
sustained.
It's not relevant.
I've never heard of nobody testifying in a trial that they didn't know who the trial was for.
Mr.
think
Brooks,
that's- I think
I'm
that's very
sustaining the
relevant.
objection under 90611, and I'm asking you to move on.
Y'all, this ridiculous, man.
Facts, Tanya. I was saying that when I was watching this earlier. I was like, bro, it's like a 40-year-old baby. Like, bro, I can just imagine people that's in your life. Like, even your crazy ass mom. I bet everybody like, shit, damn. How y'all feel, man? Shit. We ain't got to put up with that Darrell shit no more. Did you answer his calls? Hell no, I cut my phone off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know motherfuckers was proud to get him away from them. That big ass
Seems to
forehead.
me like like a lot of your answers are coached. Is that fair to say?
No.
No, the district attorneys was not laughing just now. I've never seen that
So
part.
the subpoena that you got last week, is that how you learned the name that you used?
Objection,
Grounds.
relevance for the same reason I argued before.
Grounds.
Asked and answered. She's indicated
Look at dude over there in the suit.
the
He's
answer
trying not
already.
to laugh.
90611, sir. Next question.
The question
Different
was,
topic.
is that the first time that she saw the name?
It's not relevant.
That
Next
was not asked
question.
and answered. That was not asked nor answered.
Hell yeah, that's a
90611,
five head
please
with
ask
the
a question,
protruding
sir.
eyebrows. Look like
Man,
skateboard
what y'all
ramps.
people trying to pull, man. This is ridiculous.
Mr. Brooks, if you don't ask another question that's relevant and probative under 90611, then I will turn the witness over to the state for their cross-examination.
And then I should be able to get redirect, right?
Yeah, you won't redirect because you don't know what to ask her. The only way, you know what I mean? He always want that redirect because he really don't know what to do when he calls a witness. He really don't understand what to do. So he lets them ask the questions, then he flows off of that because he has nothing when he's just looking at the police report and stuff like that. And hey, man, thank you, man. Salute to my boy, Chris Sams. Now, Chris Sams been with me for like 7-8 years. He was around when I first started my YouTube channel. That's my brother. Salute to him. I love him, man. Thanks for the super chat. Hey Chris, I'm gonna hit you offline because I got another channel. I got another channel that's under construction right now, but that's gonna be a little different than this. That's gonna be all that, you know what I mean, some of that whack 100 and all that type of stuff. This one over here is, you know what I'm saying, this is for my people over here. You feel me?
Ask a question, or I will declare the
Hey, you notice the chat.
examination.
You notice the chat's all different than it used to be from back in the day and stuff, man. This Darrell Brooks situation is egregious as this dude is, and as bad as the crime that he committed was. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I met some real good people that came and subscribed to the channel. A lot of good people, and I love it because a lot of them don't necessarily agree with me, but we have good shows. We have good talks. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know how I am, man. I allow people to disagree because disagreement brings the conversation. You feel me? So everybody's welcome as long as we can all be cool. It's never no, and you know how my channel run. We never, I don't do the arguing in the chat and stuff. I don't like people to do that. Everybody can talk, have disagreement, and talk it out, and you know what I'm saying, get to learn from each other. You already know how we do. But thank you again, brother.
To be ended.
It's not.
Really
it's
appreciate
not
you.
Examination is direct.
It's a direct examination, sir. Under 906.11, you are directed to ask a question, or I will ask the state if they have any questions.
I heard you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Look at the looks. Look at what you gonna do. What you gonna do? She needs to look at you and understand. You hear me talking? I'm the man around here. He got
You know
a
what the
problem
plaintiff
with
is in
women.
this matter?
He one of them that got a
Yes.
problem with women, so it ain't no telling what he's been through in his life with his mama. And he's always been able to hoop and holler and cry because, like, he had his twin sister and raised by his mama, so it's pretty much all women around him. Wasn't no man to check him, keep him in his place. So he got to boo-hoo and cry and do all that bullshit and just be a little boy his whole life. You know what I'm saying? Get them crazy looks and all that type of stuff. Like, I'll sock you in your 5 head with them sloped eyebrows.
Plaintiff.
The state of Wisconsin.
Is that an entity or a living human being?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Not relevant, sustained. Next
Facts,
question.
Amanda. I met a lot of good
Have
people.
you ever had any interaction with the plaintiff?
Objection. Vague.
Sustained.
Vague.
Yeah,
That's the form of the
vague.
question.
Have you ever had any interaction with the state of Wisconsin?
Do not answer that question. Next question, sir. Under 906.11.
Was there an objection or was that just a ruling? I'm not sure. You're both was talking at the same time.
Under 906.11, I directed the witness not to answer that irrelevant question. Ask your next question, sir.
That should be his prison number, 90611. Many times she had to throw it at his ass. Look at the look. Look at the look. I'm gonna beat y'all ass after this. Nigga, you ain't going nowhere after this. You act like you gonna meet them at the bar.
Mr. Brooks, ask your next question.
I'm gonna get to it.
He's slow as hell.
Thank
That
you.
your butt boy, slow as hell. You see that gaze? Look. Y'all know what? After this,
So
y'all
when
wait
did you
till this
first
is over.
report your
Kick
alleged
y'all ass.
injury?
You do not have to answer that question. Next question, sir.
Grounds for
906.11, sub 1, sub A, sub B, and sub C.
Amanda Page.
Is that lawful law?
You are wild with
All
that
right,
one.
you may sit
Look,
down.
I'm
The state-
gonna hit it for you. Thank y'all for tuning in to 90611 Grounds FM Prison Radio. Caller, you would like to say what?
Do you have any questions for this witness?
We back here on 906.11, bringing you the hottest Grounds FM Prison Radio, where we got nothing but the flyest hits. I probably shouldn't use hits in this situation.
Ma'am, that day on November
That's a
21st of
fact.
last year, you were
That's
there
a
with
fact,
2 kids?
Tanya. That's
I was,
exactly what I
yes.
was trying to
What were their
say.
ages on that date?
objection?
3
relevancy?
and
Overruled, the witness may answer.
Of course it's gonna be overruled.
I'm still in that shit.
3 and
Amanda.
6.
Watch. If I remember next time I come back, I'm gonna come in with that. You guys know what's up. Y'all tune in to 906. Y'all tuned in to 906.11 Grounds FM Prison Radio. Let's get going. Nothing but the hottest Darrell Brook hits.
Mr. Brooks can sit down and I'm asking the questions.
Where they hit him all upside his head
Mr.
with
Brooks,
that
please sit down.
90611. We're gonna be taking some callers. Caller, you would like to say what?
Mr. Brooks, you're not asking the questions.
I'm not saying
I would
anything.
ask you to sit down, please. It is disrespectful to this witness and to the state and to the court.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Not doing anything wrong. I'm merely standing here.
Ma'am, when you were at the parade on November 21st of last year, approximately where were you watching the parade from?
Asked and answered objection.
Mr. Brooks, it's
She
cross-examination.
did that. Oh my
Just
God.
because you asked the question initially and she answered it, does not mean the state doesn't get to follow up on it.
So the state can ask the same question I
The
asked.
state can
Ain't
ask
that
their
what you do?
questions.
So how
Go
come when
ahead.
I did that,
Overrule,
it was
the witness may
it was
answer.
insane?
I was on Main Street, but right by where the intersection of White Rock, and I was in the roadway.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked and previously admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 15.
Go ahead.
And I'd ask that the screen be cleared. And ma'am, does this
Should we
show?
wait till it's in the jury
I'm
box?
sorry.
I'm sorry. The jury would let me know when it's there. Thank you, it's there now. Go ahead.
Ma'am, do you see a purple line on that would indicate the parade route going from White Rock Avenue down Main Street?
Yes, I do.
Like,
And
look
do you-
at
can you
that.
approximate where you and your kids were watching the parade?
Yes. Do you want?
If you, I'm sorry, it's a touch screen. I keep forgetting to say that. Touch screens, just put a dot right where it is. Okay.
Maybe on the
Look at
other
that.
side
Look,
of that
look at
red
that
line?
purple line, man. Look how many blocks he went. Look how many blocks he could have. I mean, you could have turned and hit a barrier and got off of that road. But you straight beelined all the way down the parade, all the way down the block. And the only reason why you didn't hit people in the first few blocks is because Negro, you wasn't necessarily in the parade line at the time. But even when you got into the parade line, there was another road and another way you could have went and hit that barrier that was blocking traffic from coming and not hit the parade at all. Like, look how long that purple line is. And look at all those names. Like, forget who you killed. Luckily you only killed 6 people, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but people were knocked out of their shoes. I think I even heard there was a little girl's beanie and shit still stuck to your car. And the damage that was done to the car. Like, that's thousands of pounds of metal plowing through people that can't hear you coming. You honking a horn during a parade that has music and trumpets and all type of band equipment playing. For the most part, most people couldn't distinguish the horn from the fucking band. Like, we're talking about a parade. It's not like you just driving down the block where people are living their life and you're honking a horn. Of course, everybody could hear that. Nobody's looking at you wave your hands in your windshield except for certain people that's watching the parade. But those weren't the people that necessarily were hit. You were hitting people from the backside walking away from the car in a parade, nigga. This dude, oh man. Still to this day, I haven't got over it. It's still sad as hell. It's still very sad. It's still unbelievable to think of what happened. I'm glad there's no dash cam footage to actually be in the driver's seat watching that type of shit, man. Like, that's the shit that make me want to smack this dude. I mean, shit, he was classic in the courtroom, though. I mean, I can't get enough of it, but still. And then for you to sit up in there all this time, the interrogation, when you got arrested, every day in this courtroom, the way you acted your ass, and still all the way up to the end, nigga, you never took accountability for what you did. Not even for the 6-year-old boy. Like, imagine losing your kid to this nigga right here while he's plowing through everybody. My kid get hit by a car due to some shit like this. Because we're out at a Christmas parade trying to enjoy the holidays with our families. Like I said before, man, Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, the holiday parade, all of that will never be the same for none of these people. Even people who didn't get hit, whose kids didn't get hit, it will never be the same.
So, okay, can we clear the screen and maybe just put a dot? I think that, or a circle.
Definitely.
I think
He's
a
not
circle
on the
would be-
streets anymore. He has a roof,
Okay, thank
3
you.
hots in a cot, and a toilet.
Would be fair to say is to your left would have been Pleasant Street.
Facts, Ty.
That is correct.
Were there
Bro, he was
barricades
coming from
blocking Pleasant
behind.
Street?
There were
Objection, asked
ba-
and answered.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
There were barricades that were partially blocked. They were on Main Street, but partially blocking Pleasant Street as well.
Could a car have gone down Pleasant Street?
No,
Objection.
that's the first time I really got the focus on the map. Like, I'm usually listening. Like I usually just got my headphones in and I'm listening to a lot of it. I don't, you know what I mean? Usually when I'm doing something, I'm listening to it or something. I'll be at work or something listening to it. You know what I'm saying? Lay down, go to sleep, listening to it. So I'm not really ever really watching it all the time. So that's like the first time I really got to pay attention to the map. That's crazy. Oh yeah, brother, that was intentional. You intentionally did this.
Overruled, the
Hearsay.
witness may answer.
I would
It's not
say, I
hearsay.
would
when the-
say, well, I don't know how he, you know what I mean? I don't know how he thought he would get away with it. But then again, we talking about Darrell Brooks. He definitely thought he can get away with it. He definitely, something in his head, thought he'd get away with it. Because he's been getting away forever. As many times he's been to jail and they ain't stretched him out or nothing. I went to prison. I got arrested for something real big, a felony once, and went and served 10 years. This dude been arrested multiple times and kept getting out. And I mean, I guess you could say he thought he was gonna get away with it because I mean he thought he could rap and he couldn't. So who knows?
Red SUV came down White Rock Avenue and was making its turn onto
He
East
probably-
Main
yup.
Street, as you testified. It could have just gone straight onto Pleasant Street, correct?
That is
Right,
correct.
Chris,
Yes,
you
you're
right.
saying she's speaking as a
Hold
first
on.
eyewitness,
There's an
first-hand
objection.
eyewitness.
He was probably high off that meth. Hadn't been asleep in days, weeks probably. You know, good shit, Chris. I never really thought about it like that. Like I understand. I always understood he was a meth head, and I do know what that meth do to people. I've seen it too many times. But he's also one of them overindulgers, I bet. You know what I mean? And being up night after night, day after day, not getting no sleep or anything like that. Oh, he was delirious. He was out of his mind.
Mr. Brooks, your objection is noted. It's overruled. The witness
As
may
usual.
answer.
It's always overruled.
Go ahead, you may answer me.
That's why his lip do that. That's a tweak.
Sorry, there's a lot of talking. Your question was, just to clarify, could the vehicle have gone straight onto Pleasant Street? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And he probably was getting high the whole way there.
And where
From his
you
mom's
say
house all
that
the way to
you and your
Waukesha.
kids were partially in the roadway when the red SUV came through?
Yes, we were.
Objection. That's
We're-
mischaracterization of what was testified to.
Overruled. The witness may answer. Go ahead.
Give me an answer.
I know
Can
he
you
said.
repeat
I know
it?
he said that you could drug test me. There's nothing in my system. Maybe just some weed or whatever. But as far as drug testing him, I don't know.
Sure. Were you and your kids
Most likely
all in
did.
the roadway when the red SUV went through?
Yes, we were.
Okay. You weren't part of the parade, correct?
We were not.
Okay. So were you standing with other people that were in the roadway?
Yes, we were.
And was one of your kids going to get candy when the red SUV came through?
Yes, my
Objection.
daughter.
Speaking as a first-hand eyewitness.
Because she is a first-hand eyewitness.
No, I'm talking about you.
The objection is noted. It's overruled. The question is proper, and the witness may answer.
Yes, my daughter was further in the roadway. We were all in the road, but she was further in the roadway, reaching to grab candy.
At any other time,
Shit, don't get it wrong. He could be high and still be up. He could be off that meth and be high and still be up 3-4 days off that high. You know what I'm saying? And he would only test it positive for weed because it don't stay in your system that long. just like cocaine don't. Weed is like the only real thing that stay in your system 30, 60 days and all that type of shit.
You said that this was towards the end of the parade, is that correct?
Remember,
Yeah,
he
we
didn't have no money to
saw
get nothing.
Santa, and he's always like the end of the parade.
And had your daughter gone to get candy at other times?
The entire time.
Had she, during the time preceding the red SUV coming through, had she almost been struck by any other participants in the parade?
No, she was nowhere near like where the vehicles were driving through the parade. No.
So she's going out to get some candy that had been thrown, I assume, correct?
Yes.
And
Overruled, the witnesses answer may stand.
you see this red SUV coming. Is it coming from your right or from your left?
The red
I don't know about that, Nigel, because people that I talked to that know him said he was definitely a meth head.
SUV was coming from my right side, which was White Rock.
Okay.
Now,
And-
what I will say is I won't give him the being high on meth thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Showing up for just weed, that makes it even worse. So we'll give him that. Nigga, if you was just high off weed, then yeah, your mental's really messed up. Now, as far as the court and stuff like that, see, if they say he was high out of his mind on meth or anything like that, that kind of helps him. You know what I'm saying? That kind of helps him for drug rehabs or anything like that, or to say he was delirious out of his mind and shit and didn't know no better. If it's just weed, oh no, he intentionally did this. He's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? He murdered people on purpose, ran people over with a car on purpose. You don't ever give him that meth line or the heroin line or anything like that can necessarily alter his mental. Hell no. You stretch him out. Nah, he only had weed in the system. So point blank, there's no reason why he should have did this other than he's a sick person.
How close did it come to your daughter?
Diva.
It was. I wouldn't be able to give an accurate judgment, but it felt very, very close.
Had you not pulled your daughter away, would that car have hit your daughter?
Overruled.
It's very possible.
So you say that you saw a police officer have some contact with the red SUV. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Can you describe that for the jury?
Well, there was a few times that police officers attempted to stop the red SUV. The first one was
For real.
where we were
Real showboat.
on Main and White Rock, and then there were also other people trying to stop it too. And then again, once it turned onto Main, the next road.
Not at all, Nigel. Just a sick individual, sick in the fucking head. That's the only thing that played a part in this. And it sucks that we got people out here that's as evil as that only see they self in this world. You know what I mean? And can care less about anybody else. Well, I mean, he's going to a place where he got 3 hots in a cot in the toilet and maybe a little slip for a window where all he can do is think about himself. You feel me? He definitely got what he deserved. I don't care how the court went. I don't care if they did everything right, if they did everything wrong. If he didn't get a fair shake or did get a fair shake, regardless, he got exactly what he fucking deserved.
I believe it's Buckley, and there was another officer who tried to stop that red SUV again.
And which is the officer who had to step out of the way in order to not get hit by the red SUV?
What was the question?
Where was the officer located who had to step out of the way to avoid being struck by the red SUV?
I believe that was the officer around Buckley and Maine.
And ma'am, as the car passed your location, did it increase its speed?
Yes.
Do you know where in the roadway it traveled down?
Overruled, the witness may answer.
The direction of travel?
Where in the road? Was it on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, or in the middle?
It was all over the road.
You saw it all over the road?
Yes.
So going, and why don't you
Dri-
describe for the jury what you saw?
Driving the vehicle, once it turned onto Main, it drove side to side, and then I lost sight when there were through the people as it got down the hill.
Damn, you hear that sound? I didn't lose sight when he turned the corner. I lost sight when he went through the people, meaning he was driving through so many people that it was like a wave of water that the car disappeared into people. Disappeared. That's crazy. And even when you see some of the videos where he's swerving around by the people that's playing in the band and stuff like that, it's like, what in the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like I swear. In that situation, they should have shot that dude. They should have tried to shoot him in the beginning or wherever the cops caught him at. Like, should have let all that should have let all them bullets out of him. Real talk.
Nothing further.
Thank you. Let me read the rest.
Yeah, he was not getting out of this, Chris. Like, come on, bro. We've seen people get a life sentence for less, way less. I've seen people get life sentences just for selling drugs. You feel what I'm saying? So he was definitely not getting out of this. There was no way out of it. That's why I can't understand what he was thinking. Like, bro, did you want to go to prison? Like, was that what you was doing, man? I'm just go, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to pay no bills or nothing, man. Forget it. I'm gonna go up in there, live rent free. You know what I'm saying? Get me a little TV in my cell for 23 hours, 23 and 1 every day. Get my hour out to do my little rec. You know what I'm saying? Play chess through the cell doors. Because if y'all don't know, people that don't know about anything that go on in prison, they do all type of shit. Motherfuckers become smart when they get in there. Motherfucker make a chessboard in one cell, another person down the way make a chessboard in another cell, and you make the little pieces or whatever, and you number the pieces. Like, you know how chessboards got, like chessboards and some checkerboards got the little numbers and letters and stuff like that. So if I got the A, B, C, D, E, and F, and then I got the numbers, the number count, like with the blocks and shit, if I say move such and such, move my pawn to E6, then you would go to the E on the board for that person's side and then move it to the 6th square. You know what I'm saying? So you literally playing chess with somebody from a distance, and you can see where they're moving because you're moving it for them on yours while they're moving their own pieces just by the number system. You know what I'm saying? These niggas be talking through the window and all that shit with, you know what I mean, making letters with their hands and shit, and they get so good at it, it be moving so fast, more like better than sign language. Somebody will go to the window and they'll be reading the dude making the signs and shit, and they be like, oh, hey, homie said, can you get some coffee? You be like, how the fuck did you read that? It's crazy. It's crazy. And you wonder why so many motherfuckers in there that can draw and got skills and all that type of stuff. Like, what in the hell happened to you on the street that you couldn't use these skills to get a job and get your life right? I know people in there that can draw better than any artist you ever seen. Cartoons, everything. This one dude that I knew, he would take your picture and draw with a pencil and make the pencil drawing look more real than your original picture. Crazy, right?
You said you observed multiple officers try to stop the vehicle.
Oh yeah, he definitely has some weed on him.
Yes.
You described one.
He'd definitely be a target in general population. He'd be a fucking trophy. They'd get him on purpose.
Why didn't you report the other officers that you allegedly saw attempt to stop the vehicle?
The crazy part, it would be people that would talk to him in prison, because you got to remember, it's a lot of people, a lot of bad people in prison. It's a lot of good people too. A lot of people that have been convicted falsely and everything. But now he in prison, and when he in prison, nothing that's going on the streets really matters anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, where I would say he would have somebody talk to him, he would probably have to talk to the nobodies, people that don't really, you know what I'm saying, don't function like that. Oh, excuse me, don't function like that, don't give a damn or whatever like that. But anybody else that's walking the line, any real men or anything like that, probably not gonna fuck with this dude because, and this is the reason why, not necessarily because of the people he killed, you know what I'm saying, as far as the adults and stuff like that, but you don't go to prison with anything happening to children. That's killing children, injuring children, anything like that. Anything that got to do with children, you're a target in the United States prisons.
Asking.
They do not play that in there. You do not mess with children at all in no type of form or manner.
The interview that was conducted with the FBI. That was who did your interview, correct?
Yes.
Damn, what's prison like in the UK, Nigel? I'm about to look that shit up. Like, what's UK prisons like?
Why is it not in the report about the multiple officers that you say you saw attempting to stop the vehicle?
I don't know why that wasn't put in the report.
Do you recall if you told the FBI agents?
It's been a year. I believe so, but it's been a year.
When you say it's been a year,
Probably most likely, Mr. GS.
I'm assuming that means that there's some details you don't quite recall all the way. That be fair to say?
Yes.
Here you go.
So it'd be fair to say that if there's details you don't recall, how can you recall the path of travel of the SUV that you claim you saw?
Can you rephrase the question? I'm not understanding.
I think it was clear, but I'll ask again.
I think it was clear.
You just
Your little
acknowledged
small
that
head. Well, not small head,
there
but
may
your
be
little
some
small brain.
details that you don't quite recall. So would it be fair to say that you don't quite recall the path of travel of the vehicle?
No, that is not correct.
Yeah, like, nigga, you don't get to pick what she recalls and what she doesn't. Oh, I don't recall a few things. So then she shouldn't recall anything about you either? She shouldn't recall the path of travel of the vehicle? Like, if she don't recall nothing, that'd probably be the main thing she recalls. Is that the vehicle? She probably couldn't recall how your beard was, how your hair was, what color the sweater was, or anything like that. But that vehicle, I'm sure everybody recalls.
Judging by what you just stated, wouldn't it be fair to say that that's a possibility?
No.
So you recall all the details of what you observed that evening, November 21st, 2021?
No.
She just said she didn't. But she recalls that. He sucks at this shit. Worst attorney he could have been for himself.
So what other details do you not recall?
You're under, how does someone recall the details that they don't recall?
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
Sustained
How
is
do
to
you
the
recall
form
some
of the
details and
question.
not others? Seems very funny. Seems almost as if
Here it comes.
you're recalling what you want to recall and purposely not recalling
Objection,
what you don't.
badgering the witness.
Yes, sustained.
Look at the gestures. Look,
Seems very funny.
he's gesturing again.
Seems almost as if
That's a fact, Mr. GST.
you're recalling what you want to recall and purposely not recalling
Objection,
what you don't.
badgering the witness.
Yes, sustained. You do not have to answer that, and you are warned. You may not badger or argue with this witness. Next question.
Badger or argue. What do you mean?
Next question.
What do you mean?
Don't intimidate the witness is what I mean.
How am I intimidating the witness?
Badgering the witness by eye rolling, by pursing your lips, by making facial movements regarding
Does
her
she
answers
feel intimidated?
is badgering.
In other words, by sitting up there being all ghetto, rolling your neck and eyes, the only thing he didn't do was snap his fingers in Z formation. Y'all remember? Well, y'all, I know a lot of people probably ain't as old as me, but in Living Color, remember the dude? They used to have the little Z formation, snapping their fingers and shit. Hated it.
The witness.
Are you kidding me?
Under 90611,
You really
please
can't- you
ask
really
your
can't
next
be serious.
question.
You can't be serious right
90611 FM.
now. Intimidating the witness. What have I done to intimidate the witness?
The last question was badgering, which is a form can
But you
be.
said
Mr. Brooks, I
intimidate.
made my ruling under 90611.
specifically said
Please ask
intimidate.
a question or
I'm trying
I
to
will
merely-
stop the
How did
questioning.
I intimidate?
Under 90611, sub 1, sub A, sub B, and sub C, ask your next question or the questioning of this
How are
witness
you
will
even a
end.
judge? How are you even a judge?
All right, you may step down now.
Man.
Thank you.
How are you even a judge? Come on, man. This must be all about the 62 trust, right? That you want to be the beneficiary of?
I'm going to give the jury their closing instruction. We are done with testimony for today. Please do not begin your deliberations and discussion of the
Yeah,
case
you
until all
definitely
the
would
evidence
admit.
is presented. And I have instructed you on the law. Do not discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else until your final deliberations in the jury room. This
How are
order
you
is not
even a
limited to
judge?
face-to-face conversations. It also extends to all forms of electronic communications. Do not use any electronic devices such as a mobile phone or computer, text or instant messaging or social networking sites to send or receive any information about this case or your experience as a juror. If you come in contact with the parties, lawyers, interpreters, or witnesses, do not speak with them. For their part, the parties, lawyers, interpreters, and witnesses will not contact or speak with the jurors. Do not listen to any conversation about this case. Do not research any information that you personally think might be helpful to you in understanding the issues presented. Do not investigate this case on your own or visit the scene either in person or by any electronic means. Do not read any newspaper reports or listen to any news reports on radio, television, over the internet, or any other electronic application or tool about this trial. Do not consult dictionaries, computers, electronic applications, social media, the internet, or other reference materials for additional information. Do not seek information regarding the public records of any party or witness in this case. Any information you obtain outside the courtroom could be misleading, inaccurate, or incomplete. Relying on this information is unfair
Hey,
because the parties would not.
one person that never gets any fucking credit with these videos is that cameraman or camera woman. Whoever's on that camera, hey, salute to them, because this angle of the camera, whoever's running that camera, they know exactly when to zoom in, zoom out, everything. Like, they was on point. They caught everything, every facial expression.
Not have the opportunity to refute, explain, or
They even
correct
zoomed
it.
in when he
Do not
had his
communicate
head
with
down, talking about, I'm just a little emotional right now. This shit, hey, this fucking case, man, got so many twists and turns in it. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. He definitely took advantage of his 15 minutes of fame.
anyone about this trial or your experience as a juror while you are serving on this jury. Do not use a computer, cell phone, or other electronic device, including personal wearable electronics applications or tools with communication capabilities, to share any information about this case. For example, do not communicate by telephone, blog post, email, text message, instant message, social media post, or in any other way on or off the computer. Do not permit anyone to communicate with you about this matter, either in person, electronically, or by any other means. If anyone does so, despite you telling them not to, you should report that to me.
Cameraman should have backed up on that one.
I appreciate that it's tempting when you go home in
He
the
almost got
evening to
spit on
discuss
us.
this case with another member of your household, but you may not do so.
He almost
This
got
case
mucus
must
on
be
all of us right
decided
there.
by you, the jurors, based on the evidence presented in the courtroom. People not serving on this jury have not heard the evidence, and it is improper for them to influence your deliberations and decision in this case. After this trial is completed, you are free to communicate with anyone in any manner.
Caterer, salute.
These rules are intended to assure that jurors remain impartial throughout the trial. If any juror has reason to believe that another juror has violated these rules, you should report that to me. If jurors do not comply with these rules, it could result in a new trial involving additional time
I'm
and
convinced he be
significant
using.
expense to the
I'm
parties
convinced he be
taxpayers.
using that face
You are
mask
to
as
decide
like,
the case solely on the evidence offered and
you know
received
how
at
you know how you throw some shades on a little kid or something, and you be like, see, these are your invisible shades. Nobody can see you when you have these on, and build their confidence up. That's what it seemed like he be using the mask for. Because what's the point of it? What's the point of the mask? Even when you was in there talking about you had COVID and all that type of stuff, Negro, you took your mask off when you was up there talking about you had COVID. So that got to be like a defense mechanism for him or something.
trial. I'll have the jurors report on Monday at 9
He be remembering what them teeth look like. He be like, oh shit, camera probably on me. Let me put this back on in case one of my honeys see me. They might not want to write to me.
You gonna call yourself a judge as much as bias you put up in here. Don't even tell the jury the truth.
Oh, that's gonna help you.
Got no integrity whatsoever. None.
Oh man, if you new to this case, I'm telling you, this shit is addictive. You gonna start researching this case and find videos all over the place. You want to see the good videos? Go watch the videos from the news channels and stuff like that. That's where we get all this stuff from. And then come back and listen to everybody's take on it. Because this case is something crazy. This is the dude that ran over all those people at the Waukesha Christmas parade. You know what I mean? Just in case you didn't know. But this court case gets deep, and as bad as the case is, everybody in here, we're what did they call them? See, I ain't been on in a while. What y'all call us? I forgot what they call us, but we addicted. You know what I'm saying? Even I came late. Even I came to this shit late. The case had already been done a year and a half and all that. People already had channels doing this stuff for over a year and all that. And even I came late and was able to make content off of it. That's how entertaining all this shit was. And it'd take you through every damn emotion. What's up, dog mom? Salute. Man, hey, big shout out to your husband, man. That's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? Man, y'all was supposed to be here a whole lot earlier. You know what I'm saying? But we almost up out of here now. But I'm glad you guys came anyway. And I know y'all gonna go back and bless me with the replay. So salute to y'all, man. It's good to see you guys. And Dog Mom is also one of the ones that checked on me and stuff and all that type of stuff. So salute to her and her husband, man. Real good people. Got a lot of love for them. And they always come through and support your boy.
None.
Oh yeah, hey, Tender Catering. Trust and believe. This shit will get you to your next vacation. It's a whole lot. If I was you, I'd start off watching to see what happened, like get the videos and stuff of the police videos of what happened and him running, using phones and all that type of shit, trying to get away from the shit, and then start with the interrogation. The full interrogation is about 4, almost 5 hours long, and start with that and just get going. Because I'm telling you, there's people in this chat right here that have been on this case for a good 2, almost 3 years, and they're still addicted. Shit, I'm addicted. Most of us throw the Bluetooth headphone in our ear and go to sleep listening. The case is wild. Probably I hate what happened, but probably the best case I've ever paid attention to.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
You felt my energy, Dog Mom. You and your husband felt my energy. Man, you know what?
Like
I
an
just feel
update
like
on
DYSE
whether,
is on right now. Go ahead, go check.
Mr. Hooks filled out a subpoena for Don Woods and provided that to the state. Has that been done?
Yeah, y'all know I had to get some things right in my life and shit. I had to do my little, you know what I mean? I had to get my CDL together and shit. Since it's been so long, I have to retake the classes and shit, safety classes and all that. But I'm good to go now.
No, we haven't received anything, Your Honor, and obviously she can appear here voluntarily if
Tender catering.
Mr. Brooks wants to arrange that. I don't believe.
Look, come back on the probably not. Well, you can come to the next live, cool. But maybe 2 more lives after that. Then tell me what you've been going through with this, because it's gonna take you on a emotional roller coaster. You feel me? It's got its ups, downs, funny moments that'll make you want to punch the screen, everything.
Believe a subpoena is necessary. We had subpoenaed
Yeah,
her,
please
and
send
she
it,
was
dog
under
mom.
state subpoena.
I'm just now getting going again, so I would love what
know
you got.
that at least some point she had notice, but our position would be, Your Honor, that we will not be responsible in any fashion for producing Miss Woods. Mr. Brooks talks to her on a daily basis. If he wants her here, he can produce her on Monday.
Yeah, they ain't got to worry about that.
So I just wanted to know, because I know subpoena form was filled out.
If
So
I want her to be here, she gonna be here.
I agree with
So
the
just
state
just know
that
that.
she could certainly appear.
Man, I missed
Ain't
all
even
you
gotta
guys.
be no arrangement. All I gotta say is come. She gonna come.
And yet, hey, he talking about his mom.
That's simple.
She gonna come. All I gotta do is say is come. She gonna come. Like you peep how he feel females are inferior to him. Like he controls women or something. That's exactly what I was talking about. And the crazy shit is she didn't even show up for you.
Mr. Brooks, do you intend to call her as a witness? Because I'm directing you
We
to
said-
have her
we
here
said
at
all
9
that- We said all
a.m.
that at the beginning, man. Like, I don't even want to be in here that much longer. Just do what you got to do so I can get up out of here. I'm tired of being in the courtroom that has no integrity whatsoever. How can you even call yourself a
Mr.
judge?
Brooks, I need to make a record of
I need to make a record too.
You don't
When
need
am
to-
I going to get the chance to do that?
All right, I need to make a record. He's being removed to the...
Tired of being in the courtroom that has no integrity.
That nigga lips be killing me. You know what I mean? Pause, but the facial expressions he be making, like, dude, whole face went forward.
Integrity whatsoever. How can you even call yourself a
Mr. Brooks,
judge?
I need to make a record of some
I need to make a record too.
You don't
When
need
am
to...
I going to get the chance to do that?
All right, I need to make a record. He's being removed to the other courtroom. He is yelling at me. He's not going to let me make a statement or make the record that I need to make.
I'm finna
He
leave
hasn't
anyway,
sat
so
down
we do it now.
for
You
the
can
better
hold
part
me
of
to
2
all
hours.
you
Look,
want.
I'm finna leave anyway. I got shit to do. I'm about to get in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to leave anyway. Nigga, you gonna leave when they tell you to leave. You in custody. What the hell you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like through the whole court case, he tried to talk to Judge Darrell like that was his mother, like that was his professor. You know what I mean? And like that was his woman. Slamming his fists on the table, giving her strong ass glares and shit. I bet you whoever her husband is probably want to murk this dude.
You can hold me in contempt all you want.
I'm not
All
holding you
gotta
in
do is tell me
contempt.
if it's criminal or civil, so I can hit
All right,
you with you.
I need to
with
clear
what you
the
know is
courtroom because
coming.
I do need
I'm
to
gonna
make-
give you what you know is coming.
I need him to go to the
If
other
it's civil-
courtroom
Tender
because I do
catering.
need to put some
If
things
it's
on the
civil,
record. The record should
Where's the
reflect
contract between you and
that
I?
Mr. Brooks
If it's
is
criminal,
yelling at me.
what is the crime?
He is.
Who makes the claim? And what
He
is
is. I will make the record when we get back. I will step off, but Mr. Brooks, you're being
It ain't
taken
no
to
Mr.
the
It
next
ain't no Mr.
courtroom.
Brooks. Don't try to address me
Thank
like
you.
that, like we cool. You don't have no integrity.
Oh, he's already in custody. They just gave him street clothes to come out. And like tender catering, trust me. Oh, you're gonna have a very good time watching this case. And yes, that boy teeth toe up.
How can you even call yourself a judge? Making tacit agreements, being biased, judicial misconduct, trying to steal somebody's system.
Y'all know what that is. Sounds about the time is about right here on 906.11 Darrell Brooks Prison Reform FM. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's clear this dude has a real issue with women in his life. He's always been able to control and intimidate the women in his life. Because I never hear him talk about any older brothers or cousins or anything. All I ever hear him say is about his twin sister and then the kids. So it's always been his mom. and him and his sister, and then all of their kids. So he's the guy that's around, because his dad wasn't around. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe grandpa a little, somewhat, who was married to, I think, his step-grandmother, but not even there. You know what I'm saying? It's him that's always been the boy, man, or whatever in his part of his family. So he's always been able to intimidate and control. Reason why he wasn't in his mama house because he wasn't allowed to be in there no more, but she still allowed him to stay on the property, sleep in her car, out in the back. Might as well let him stay in the house. And I know people say it might be because he shot his nephew or whatever, which is his sister's son or whatever. But if I'm gonna let you stay out in the backyard, that more seems like this dude used to steal out of his mama's house, steal her shit, go pawn it off. That's meth head tendencies. You know what I mean? Even weed head tendencies. If you a broke motherfucker, you want to get high, you want to get what you need and shit, and your mama ain't home, and you that type of person, you most likely gonna take something, go pawn it, or go trade it off for something. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I ain't never been that type of person. Shit, I never grew up with my mom or my dad. They both did. You know what I'm saying? My mom passed when I was 6 years old. I ain't had that issue. I had to get out here and get it in the mud on my own, get it by myself. And I'm proud to say that even through all the trials and tribulations, and what a wonderful journey it's been, but that wasn't how my story ended. You know what I'm saying? I went and made something out of myself so that I could be something different and be in my children's life. You feel what I'm saying? But hey, he ain't the only one that's out there like this. He just the only one that did what we watching so far. Hopefully nothing like this ever happens again from anybody. And there's a lot of things that go on in this world that we don't agree with. I mean, even mass shootings and all that type of stuff. But this right here, I'm sorry, this takes the cake. When you can just, you know what I mean? When you can take a vehicle and just run over crowds of people and stuff like that, that's sadistic. That's sadistic. And truth be told, he doesn't deserve to live life, which he won't, because he'll be in prison. But he also doesn't deserve to die and take the easy way out. No matter how bad people may want him dead, he doesn't deserve death. You know what I'm saying? He deserves to rot. He deserves to sit there and rot for the rest of his life until he dies. You know what I mean? That's why they make people on the death penalty. That's why some of them people like, oh man, they got death. It doesn't happen right away. There's a lot of people sitting on death row right now that have been sitting there waiting for their day of death for 30 years. They still make them serve that time, still make them rot. You know what I mean? But this dude right here, he deserved to rot in a cell by his damn self without being able to be around anybody but himself. I hope they ain't even give him a TV, because usually when you're in 23 and 1, which is 23 hours locked down and 1 hour out a day to shower and shit, usually them dudes get TVs in they cell and stuff like that. I hope he don't even have a TV. I hope they don't give him nothing, because he damn sure is not getting no good commissary or anything like that, because his restitution fine is so high, he'll be paying that for the rest of his life. He won't be allowed to really get no canteen. He will literally be stuck with those 3 hots in a cot, period. And it's crazy because I don't wish prison on my worst enemy. But this dude right here got exactly what he deserves, exactly what he was looking for, exactly what he was asking for. I'm telling you, if fuck around and find out was a person, he fucked around and found out. He is that person. Real talk. Anyway, man, that's my time. I want to say salute to all you guys, man, and thank you guys for all the donations. Thank you for hitting that like button more so. You know what I mean? And I just want to say I appreciate all you guys for being out here, being able to live a righteous life for your family, your friends, and living free. Because trust and believe, I have served prison time. I just wasn't the type of prison person. Now, no doubt, I ain't had no problems in there. I can walk the line. I'm a man at the end of the day, and I did what I had to do. that wasn't somewhere that I ever wanted to be. I can never understand how people get institutionalized. They get out and it's just too hard out here. They end up going back and keep going back and keep going back because they live life better in prison. That's no life to me. That's no life for nobody. That's no life for nobody. But there's people out here that are cut from evil. That are cut from evil, and that's the place that they have for you. That's the place that they need to be. I don't wish no innocent people go to prison. The world is messed up. But man, I'm just glad all you guys are able to live the best life that you can and be around for your family until your day to go to the next place. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, man, y'all already know what's up with me. Man, like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. And we out of here from 906.11 Prison Reform for Darrell Brooks FM. Peace.